Jenna. Ava is napping again, and I'm feeling sad because I miss having her here for these, but these last couple days and weeks have been kind of crazy, and I wanted to make sure we had time to check in. So this is my last check-in pre-surgery for the cleft palate repair. It is tomorrow. So let me kind of back up and tell you what's been happening here, because it's been just a roller coaster. So we actually went on a family vacation to Hawaii, which was amazing. Ava loved the ocean, loved swimming in the pool. We went with some friends, and they have a baby Ava's age, and she was just digging, hanging out with him. Like, it was so wonderful and just kind of soul cleansing to have that time together with friends and then as a family. So we got back from there like a red eye on early Sunday morning. Ava seemed to do okay. I mean, our schedules were a little off, but otherwise okay. She did great on the flight, she did great on the trip. And then come Monday morning, which was yesterday, Ava started throwing up. Obviously, if she is sick and vomiting, we can't do the surgery. So we were already kind of nervous about that. She vomited for about 4 to 6 hours before things kind of settled down and we were able to move towards fluids. And then starting late Monday, she was able to take some formula in the Pedialyte, and then we kept increasing it until this morning when she is back on her normal bottle, thankfully. Like, she is back to herself. She's smiling, she's laughing, which is great. The other piece of this, so you have all the background, is that Ava has had this like lingering ear infection for almost a month now. We have seen ear, nose, and throat. We've seen a pediatrician. We've tried several different kinds of drops, and she's still getting kind of discharge coming out of her ears. She's on an antibiotic right now that we started while we were in Hawaii because, we saw the ear, nose, and throat before that visit. And one side is getting a lot better, but the other side is still having discharge and sometimes even some blood, which is obviously worrisome. So even in Hawaii, we were like, is this enough to delay the surgery? Because babies have to be healthy. We're going to, if they're going to have the inside of their mouth reconstructed, they need to be basically in fighting form. So we've been kind of nervous that the surgery might be postponed because we have a lot of the logistics set up in our favor right now. Like, Dan has off work, but it's part of a backdated paternity leave that he got after Ava was born, but has to be used within the first year of Ava's life in order for him to receive the benefit. So it's not that he can't necessarily take time off if the surgery gets moved. It's just from a different bucket and becomes more messy. Now, as I said in previous vlogs, we also have family coming in town to help with recovery. Again, if the surgery gets moved, that becomes more difficult. I think of the two parties coming, I think one might be able to move their tickets, maybe, but I don't think both of them would be able to. So again, it starts to make things kind of messy. We talked to, because it was a holiday weekend this weekend too, so we talked to everyone kind of on last Friday. We were calling them from Hawaii, trying to figure out with plastics and ENT what the next steps were. Is this enough for her to not have surgery, etc. Long story short, they're not as worried about the ear infection for Ava right now, but the vomiting is a concern, because if she doesn't have the food or fuel, for her body needs before the surgery, they hate to do that to her because she's so small, and after the surgery, it's gonna take a while for her to be able to eat again, right? Like, it takes babies sometimes days before they want to take a bottle again because everything hurts so much. She'd obviously have fluids because we're going to have an IV in her, but the food is important too. So what we were told like an hour ago is that we're going to move forward. Ava still has that surgery slot tomorrow morning, but they will have to make that decision day of. So we are moving forward as if we are having a surgery tomorrow, with the possibility that it could be canceled. So I'm going to show you guys kind of what we packed and the prep work we've been doing, so you have all that information, because, you know, it could go forward, and if not, we will deal with it and take things as it comes and just try to stay positive and not get discouraged. So stuff that we have been doing around here to prepare for a cleft palate repair. So a big thing that we did is we went through the house and we took out all of the stuff that she can't have post-surgery. So that's anything that might bump the palate, so a lot of the teethers, a lot of the hard toys, things with edges, things that I know that my daughter will stick in her mouth, we have then put in buckets in the playroom downstairs. There's a couple things that we left out that I'm like, they're maybes, like she might try to stick it in her mouth, but supervised should be okay. So we sorted all the toys like that, kind of made it like a safe area up here. The other things that I've been trying to do is to think of things and ways to entertain her when she's got the arm restraints where she might not be happy. As I said in the previous vlog, she is going to have those no-nos or arm restraints on for 3 weeks. So I feel like we're going to be doing a lot of like, hey, look over here, hey, look over here, here's this song for you, here's this puppet show for you that I'm doing with my hands because I can't come up with anything else. So, things that we did. I got a bubble gun from just Target, so that we can have like a stream of bubbles around her, and I figured even with the no-nos, if she's got like zombie arms, she can still try to play with the bubbles. A craft project that I did, you can check Instagram for pictures of this, is I'm calling it a light box. Took a cardboard box that we had laying around, stuck holes in the top, covered it with contact paper, then stuck holes in the top and put Christmas lights in it so that Ava can roll around in there. She can lay on her back in there and kind of look up and see all the lights. And that is not something that she's going to put in her mouth. That's something that might distract her for a while, and just something that I think would be fun for her. So those are the two like big prep, well, the three big prep things as far as entertainment and toys that we did. I will show you kind of the things that we packed, and hopefully this will be helpful for you guys too if you are going through a similar surgery. So here's the spread of some of the specialty things we are packing for her surgery. It is obviously not everything that we are bringing. We still need to pack our clothes and Ava's clothes and diapers and formula. But here are some things that we think are going to be helpful for the surgery. If you have been following the vlog, you may notice that some of this is a little different than what we packed for the TLA removal, but I think this will be better suited for this and actually more meet our needs. I found that I didn't need everything that I had packed before. So we've got some of the basics, of course her medical binder and all of that information. We also have 2 artwork pieces. This is one of them that my friend illustrated, and then we like to hang it on the wall to kind of be encouraging. Something that we find really, really helpful is having an extension cord, mainly because you don't know where the outlets are going to be in the room. And if you have phones and then need to charge your phones, it's nice to be able to get it to where you're sitting, especially if you're holding a baby and are not able to get up and get away. So we have 2 long sleeve outfits here. These, one I got from a thrift store, and the other one we actually got. One of the moms in the mom group I'm a part of gave us a lot of long sleeve stuff for after the surgery so that it can go under her arm restraints or no-nos. And she gave us a whole bag, and it was so generous and so wonderful. So basically, if you have items of clothing that you care about or are sentimental, I would not pack them for this. We are told that there's probably going to be some blood in like her saliva and stuff as she's healing, so you don't want blood to get on anything. So I wanted to make sure that these don't have to go over her head. So this is a zipper one. This one does have feet, but it is dark. So I figured that if she does have any bleeding, that this is going to be okay. This one, I know we probably won't need this, but so it's a good idea to have outfits that have open feet. So if you want to put them in the outfit, you can, because then the wires and monitors and IVs and stuff, she could still, in theory, wear this. However, from our experience last time, we'll probably just end up letting her stay in the hospital gown because, like I said, if there's a lot of blood in the saliva or anything, you don't really want it on the clothes that you're bringing. Next, we've got an eye shade and earbuds, which I always recommend if you're sleeping at the hospital. They don't always turn all the lights off, and so it's nice to be able to, if you have the ability to sleep, be able to kind of get all that extra beeping noises and extra lights off. This is something that I made before Ava was born. These are lullaby cards. It's got lyrics on the back because I know a ton of songs, but I always forget the words. So it's lyrics on the back, title on the front, and different pictures, so she can even point to the ones that she wants. And then I have a bunch of just different lullabies in here, and then I also, at the end, have some kid songs. Dear Sang Low. Again, they just have the lyrics on the back so that I don't forget the songs that I know and I don't forget the words of the songs. I figure that she's going to be needing us to hold her a lot and probably needing a distraction. And if someone is going to be screaming and crying for several hours, I think it's going to be nice to be able to sing. Now, we talked a little bit about the saliva. Here's a t-shirt that we had made. Like I said, my friend had done this illustration. I'll put a link to this company below. They did an amazing job with the screen printing for this, and they helped customize it. We obviously have known about the surgery for a while, and we keep reading advice that you really want to have black shirts as a parent when you are in the hospital because of all the blood that can be in the saliva as she's healing. So this is the black shirt that I'm going to wear. I don't know if I'm going to wear it day 1 or day 2, but I'm definitely packing that. It is very comforting to me to see that quote, just as a reminder that Ava's going to be fine. Like, she is tiny, but she is very, very strong. Okay, other things, like there's a couple things that I found like that I'm bringing as a way to distract the baby. This is one of those things where it's like it plays noise and it lights up, so it'll make lights on the ceiling. I don't know how she'll take to this, but I thought that it might be nice to have. It does also play music. We are bringing a couple protein snack bars because I don't know if as a parent we're going to be able to get away from the room in order to grab food, because it depends how she's doing. If she just needs to be held for like 8 hours straight and she needs, in order to sleep, she wants to be held, we may not be getting out of the room. So I want to make sure that we have some grab-and-go food if we need to. I'm bringing a couple of Ava's favorite board books right now. Again, this is all part of Distract the Baby. This is also something we got in our Cheeroticals box from last time that we were in the hospital. It lights up, and again, in my head, I'm just like, what is going to help distract her if she's upset? We always pack this bin with some bottle brushes in here, some soap, and then this is just one of our bottles. We'll probably bring several. This is basically a washing station. Now, obviously, the hospital is going to have a sink and stuff, but we like to be able to do our regular routine, do our system, and this is kind of how we do it, is we fill it up with soapy water. When we're done with the bottle, we toss it in there until we have time to actually clean it out. And then these sanitation bags are great. They don't fit as many as our big sanitation thing does here, but on the go, it's amazing. Another thing that we always bring to the hospital is the sign that we got for Ava's first hospital stay. The future is bright. Again, anything to cheery up the room and make you feel a little calmer, as you're doing it or as you're in the hospital. The last two things that I will mention, I always say this, we bring a mattress topper to the hospital to put over that pull-out bed that they have for parents. It just makes it a lot more comfortable if you're going to try to spend the night. And then, you know, some slippers so you can be comfortable in the room. All right, so that's really kind of the big things that I wanted to tell you this vlog. I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting, but like I said, this week has been just crazy. Send prayers and cross fingers and good thoughts and anything that you can send our way to hopefully move forward with surgery tomorrow, and then just to wish us well through the next couple of weeks if it does go through. I'm going to do my best to video and take footage of the experience for us so that I can share it with you guys. Again, I think any kind of information like that is helpful. However, I will put a caveat or a disclaimer, I guess, and say that baby comes first. If she needs to be held that whole time and I can't get to my camera, I can't get to my camera. I'll do my best to tell you afterwards what happened, but it's going to be different than the last surgery that we documented for you guys. So hopefully we have the cleft palate repair tomorrow. Oh, I forgot to tell you how I was doing, huh? Okay, I'll try to do that really fast and then get going because I still gotta pack, I still gotta get stuff ready, and things are crazy around here. So basically I've been kind of a frantic mess. I don't think it's hit me yet, in part because it's still up in the air on whether or not it's gonna happen. I mean, happen tomorrow. Obviously it's going to happen, but I have had this weird like nesting thing happening to me where like I realize that the surgery is going to come up and then recovery is going to be a while, and then I'm kind of going to be away from the world for a while as I deal with that. And so it felt very much like pregnancy nesting, where I was cleaning and organizing and doing the like light box craft and like just really trying to get my ducks in a row. On our flight back from Hawaii, Ava was sleeping on me. It was red eye, so thankfully she slept the whole time, but like I definitely got to a point where I was just kind of silently crying. I think I might have alarmed a flight attendant actually, because she came to check on us, and I just had like tears streaming through my face. Because like it was one thing to know that the surgery was coming up, but Hawaii was coming up first, and I could like focus on that and the excitement of that and how happy I am about that. But as soon as we were coming home, there's nothing else between me and that surgery. So I think I did take a minute and kind of felt sad and worried and anxious, and you know, I mean, I was holding her, so I was holding her little tiny hand, and I was like, I just love her so much, and it is very intimidating, this thing coming up, because I don't know how she's going to do. I don't know how I'm going to do. So there's only so much I can control, and that's what I keep telling myself. And Ava, she is very strong and very smiley, and she's going to get through this. We're going to get through this. So, okay, now I think I'm done. I love you guys. I will, like I said, try to keep people updated. I will probably be updating Facebook and Instagram most if you want to kind of check in and see how the surgery is going as it's happening. Otherwise, I will have a new vlog hopefully soon. Okay.